So welcome everyone, I'm Aita Bay. I'm recording in the middle of the session, but we'll catch some of my slideshow if I can. Let's see what I put on the, let's see what kind of slideshow I made. Here we go. All right, I'll start with this picture. This is an interesting way to start. So I'm starting with this picture because I think it's a good way to start to introduce what's possible. So this is a painting. You may know the subject of the painting, you may not, but this is Columbus, and he's arriving in the land of my ancestors. So my ancestors would be these people hiding behind the trees and bowing. Here you go. So the Taino people were considered extinct within 50 years. So very, very soon after, because of the terrible, I mean, you know, the destruction of the people, of the traditions, of the land. And so there's not a lot, there's a lot, there, you know, I can read books, I can look at what anthropologists have written and the assumptions that they've made about the Taino people. But I really was thinking, well, I can't possibly really know about them. So I have been doing my own research, and I decided that I wanted to see if I could, like, can I recover lost knowledge? Like, what can I discover? And so I just set up a very, very simple structure, and we're going to work with this structure. We won't, well, we can decide together where we want to go and what we have time for, but let me see if I can find the structure. Oh, there's my family. So this is 3 generations here. This is my mother, myself, and my daughter. And our maternal line, so I am on my maternal line, we did a little 23andMe, and I, like all Puerto Ricans, we like we know that we're Taino, like we talk about that, but it's like almost mythic, you know. It's like the Cherokee grandmother, you know. I like, am I Taino? You know. And then I did the 23andMe, and it turns out our direct maternal line is the grandmother. We have an ancestral grandmother who is Native American, who's Taino. Okay, so here's this exercise. This is a very simple exercise. We're going to do it. We'll start together. And you can think of this just as a map. This is a very simple map. And so we want to get a sense of both the process, like what does it feel like to step in the field and feel things in my body, and how can I make sense of what I'm feeling? And then we want to also just get some information for us right now. So that's what this exercise is designed to do. I don't know that we'll have time for all of them, but we can work with this map, and we can use this same map to look at ourselves today, to look at ourselves at some point in our own ancestral past, and even into the future, the creative and emergent future. So we can sort of time travel in the field. And so this map that you see here represents places in the field that we can step. So we can do this just on our own, where I am going to start in the center and just feel myself in the context of right now. Just stand there and feel myself right now, and then step into this first position here, which is called society right now, culture right now. Just what does it feel like if I, rather than try to construct stories with my mind, I just let my body receive information about what it feels like to step into the energetic feeling of my culture and society right now. And then I can step into the energetic feeling of being a person. And so my people, I actually might make this more, let's make it more specific and say my family. So either the people I was raised in, the people, my biological people, but we can, or if you have both of those available to you, you can feel one that just feels like you're the people, your biological family, and then your adopted or chosen family, or that can also be there. So you can feel those points. And then finally, place. And that by place, I want you to actually connect with the land where you are right now. So, and then there's a fourth position, which I don't think we're going to do right now. It's called, we can feel it like as a kind of larger essence of this particular intersection of people, place, time. I don't know if this is abstract or not. I'm going to stop the share in a minute, but the main information I want you to get from this slide is that think of this as a map, and these are positions that you're going to stand on in the map and just feel in your body whatever you happen to feel. Just really, really be playful with it. This is what I feel, you know. I'm turned in this direction. I feel this sensation in my legs or in my belly, you know, whatever arises for you. I'm having this particular thought. We can also do it in the way that I described in my workshop, where we represent. So we can work in one person's field where, let's say I stand in the middle. I won't, but if it was me, you know, I could stand there as Bay, as I to Bay, and you could feel those 3 points for me and tell me about what you're sensing for me. So we'll do that in just a minute, but I'll just tell you a little bit more that when I did this to look at my own Taino ancestors, we then, after doing this and reporting what we experienced, we then chose 1,000 years ago, which is a time before Columbus, a time when our ancestors would have been thriving. And we stepped through these 4 positions: the person, our ancestor. So that in the center, we put our ancestor, one of our ancestors. And then we felt what it felt like to feel that ancestor. And then we stepped into the culture, society, time of 1,000 years ago. Then we stepped into the family or people, community around that person, and then the land around that person, around that ancestor. Okay, I'm going to stop the share. Any comment? Oh, did we miss? All right, good. And I'm going to pause. Oh, here's someone coming. All right, so we're going to begin the exercise. Again, I'll guide you through the 4 steps. So before you step in, just take a minute to feel your feet on the ground. You can close your eyes if you want. Just invite this exploration. So the first position is just going to be stepping into yourself, and you can step forward if you like, and just feel yourself right now. And think of this as receiving information just in your body. What does my body feel like being me? So just paying attention to your body, your felt sense, any other energetic awareness that shows up. And just welcome yourself as you are right now. We create a welcoming space. Breathing and welcoming ourselves. when you're ready, and you feel like you've sensed enough in this space, I'm going to invite you to step into the next space, which will be the place of this moment, this culture, your culture, society, time, this moment for you in terms of your culture and society. So go ahead and step into that space when you're ready. And if there's a movement that comes, if there's an orientation to your body, just go ahead and follow whatever movement shows up for you. Common experience when you first do this is, well, I'm just making this up in my head. And that's okay. So you can have that thought and still keep feeling feelings in your body. Still keep noticing the sensations that arise or the thoughts or where your attention is drawn. Okay. I'm going to invite you now to, when you're ready, move into the next space, which is the space of your family, the space of your family. And you'll sense this however that shows up for you. You might notice that sometimes the space shows up as what I think about. What do I think about my family? What do I think about this time in society? And that's fine. And I encourage you, if it shows up in that way, to also just notice, okay, well, what is my body doing right now? So notice information as this comes to you in other ways, in addition to what you think about these things. What does it feel like from the inside of your body? So I'm going to invite you into the final point on this map, which is the place where you are right now, the Earth, the location on Earth where you are right now. Okay. So as you're ready, I'm going to invite you to come back. I'll pause the recording and we can share what we noticed. So we're going to repeat the exercise. I'm going to invite you to stand up. And again, before you enter the field, just allow yourself to feel your body in the space. Just feeling your feet on the ground and taking some nice deep breaths, feeling the life in your body. And when you're ready, go ahead and step into your big ancestor and just see how they show up for you. While you're standing with your big ancestor, you might allow yourself to see yourself in your mind's eye and just begin to have a relationship in your mind's eye between you and your big ancestor, and just see what happens. Notice what happens. Okay. And when you feel ready, you can shift into your ancestor's world. What was the world of your big ancestor, this resource? What was their world like? When you're ready, you can move into the field of a family, tribe, or community, however it shows up for you and however it shows up in your awareness. when you're ready, I invite you to step into the final position, which is the land of your ancestors. Now, if you were doing this on your own, which you can, and I can invite you to take an exercise like this and just explore what you notice in the field. And so at this point, I would usually take a moment to journal and to write about my experiences. And so you could certainly do that right now. And then I'm going to stop the video and bring us back together.